Monday, and it's Opeth time once again, and the poll results are in, and you guys made me angry because it was a tie. It was 4-4 between Harlequin Forest and the Moor. So I'm just going to pick one, and the one that I'm going to pick because there was the most comments about it was Harlequin Forest. So we are going to watch the live version of this supposedly amazing song by Opeth, and I'm excited beyond belief, not just for the song, but it's also Monday and I'm not at work because this is my last week before the semester starts, and while everybody else is at work, I'm making a YouTube video. So this is going to be a longer one. I think the video, I didn't check the time, but I think it's got to be like over 15 minutes, I think, somewhere around there. So let's stop talking and let's get right to this rabbit hole of Opeth.
I met Bruce Dickinson today.
Oh, nice.
I kept my cool, actually.
A lot of people compare Bruce Dickinson's voice to James LaBrie. Well, not a lot, but I've heard some.
Is that?
Talking to the crowd, that's good.
Oh, did he fly me in his plane? Is that funny in England?
Ripping on your audience, that's great.
Sweden? Not funny? Fuck Sweden. We're gonna move forward to the Ghost Reveries record.
Sounds like a pretty popular one.
Notice the change in tone when I introduced that record. I said we're gonna move forward to the Ghost Reveries record. We signed to Roadrunner Records, put this one out. By this time, Per Wiberg had joined the band.
Okay, so it's 13 minutes long. And he's talking for 2 or 3 minutes, so maybe it's only a 10-minute song. Here we go. Oh, I love his mustache.
And we were, what's it called? Shut up.
Shut up.
This song is called Harlequin Forest.
Here we go.
Into the trees, past meadow ground, and further away from my home.
Gotta adjust the volumes for that. Dude, the guitars sound great. Nice runs. Nice little solo. Can Åkerfeldt solo? Like, is he like a shit kicker on guitar? Like a Steve Vai Trucci type? Or is he more of just like a, can play the guitar but not crazy technical? Nice change there. I thought it was going to be something else. It wasn't predictable. That's one of the things I think I'm liking about this, is like a lot of the changes a little bit off. Like, they're not like your predictable changes, which is great. Less repetition. I don't know if I'm gonna get killed for saying this, but the riffs are very Tool-like with a little more technicality to them. Like, I feel like Tool has like riffs like this, but they're kind of like just the same thing over and over again, like the same riff that's kind of simplistic. And this is simplistic riff, but a little bit more technical than that. A little bit more, goes further than what Tool stuff tends to do. But the sound of it is very Tool. I want to hear more of that growling. Not because I like it. I'll definitely say this growling is not as bad as the other growling, in my opinion. This is the second time I've heard him do it, and it just, I don't know if it's because it's deeper. It just sounds better. And you can understand what he's saying. I think that's why I like it better too. Ooh, like that switch. Mix seems pretty good. You can hear everything really well. Oh, that was a nice by the bass player. Like that. It's almost like a syncopated Harmonics. So I like this switch. We went from heavy for like the first, I don't know what, 4 minutes, to this like cool break of melody. Ooh. I like this. This is like a repentance section. I like his voice here. The guitar player looks kind of funny. Can't lie. That hair. I think it's the hair. Nice harmony. Nice. Lots of feeling. See, this is feeling. It's not just straight. See, black metal or metal can have feeling. Now, most likely this would not be a song that goes on my gym playlist, but that's okay. There's the gym playlist songs, and then there's different songs. I like this a lot. You can see why you guys picked it. waiting for it to go back into the heavy. Ooh, nice. Nice. I like it. Back into that. Oh, see, I like this. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Do it again. Do it, do it. Yeah. Ooh. This. Oh. Fuck yeah. The ending is the best part. Oh. I bet you all the fans memorize that rhythm so that they can like bang their head to it. I do that with Dream Theater songs all the time. Like you know it and you're like, yeah. Because it's not something you like can bang your head to unless you've heard it several times. Nice. Dude, it's gonna end on a dun dun. I even saw a fan's hand going with the beat. This is like a Tool. This is definitely a Tool kind of, but better. Sorry, Tool. Nice. That ending was fucking badass. That's all I gotta say. The ending was badass. Surprise, bitches! The Moor at the Royal Albert Hall. Here we go, baby. Sounds good. like the melody. Ooh. See, now this is a very more of a progressive kind of feel. Okay, the video and the audio are off a little bit. Like a millisecond. That's okay. I like it. This might be 3 for 3 for Opeth. Yeah, fuck, man. The audio and the video are like off by like a millisecond. Shit. Hate that. I noticed it when they were showing the audience clapping, and I could tell, I was like, either the audience is off or the audio's off. It's the fucking audio. This is just like, I'm gonna kick you in the balls at the beginning, whereas the other song, Harlequin Forest, was like, I'm gonna kick you in the balls at the end. Either way, you're getting your balls kicked. Yep, we're song 3 for 3 now. The growling is better, and I'll explain this in my commentary at the end. Good switch to clean. But the reason it's better is because it's slower. It's lower and it's slower. Lower, slower. Nice. 3, 4, 1. Ah, see, the fucking video's off. I wonder if they're going to go into a melody break. Did I just call that? The screen behind, and it's weird. When I think of Opeth, the screen behind is perfect. Like walking through a forest. It's like, I feel like this should be the soundtrack to that old witch movie, the Blair Witch Project. I don't know why, but it just associates me with that. Associates me? Or I associate this with that. Like, at the ending scene when, I can't remember his name, is sitting in the corner and she comes in. This should be what's playing. Because hell, the witch is coming for you. Ooh, good switch there. That was a great transition. See, that transition fit. Sometimes transitions don't fit. That one fit pretty good to me. Waltz feel. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I feel like I should be waltz dancing. So, I've only listened to 3 songs, but I feel like Opeth definitely follows a songwriting kind of grid. Heavy, melodic. But it's good because this song doesn't sound like Harlequin Queen or Harlequin Forest.
There is no forgiveness in these eyes.
No forgiveness in these eyes.
For any of you but one. Spell the mist.
Telling you, that backdrop is the Blair Witch Project, which was a great movie, by the way, to me. Good. I think Opeth is great at mixing heavy with melodic. But I'd definitely say they're not really progressive in the technical sense. So I can see why Opeth fans would not be into Dream Theater as much, and I can see why Dream Theater fans would not be into Opeth as much. I like Michael's voice. Sounds good. Still, Hagen, singer, takes the cake so far out of all these bands when it comes to singing clean vocals. Satan, I felt like that was the scene in Alien when the fucking alien came out of his stomach. Just fucking burst, scare everybody to shit. Blast beats, come on, give him the blast beats. Ooh. Like that. Dude, I'm telling you. I'll say this later. Da, 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 da. Nice. Alright, so for you, the fans, I gave you both. Even though you guys should have voted to put one above the other, I gave you both. So hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. I'm telling you, so there's a couple observations I have made now that I've listened to 3 songs of Opeth. And that is, number 1, Opeth has a definite kind of, at least in these 3 songs, now other songs I'm sure may be different, but in this 3 sample size, there's a definite, almost program of how they write their music. Heavy, melodic, heavy, melodic, heavy. Or melodic, heavy, melodic, heavy. So the great thing about it, I said it in there, is like, I feel like these songs were similar. They weren't the same. Obviously, they sounded different. But they were definitely in the same kind of situation. But the first song kicked your fucking ass at the end of the song. It like, oh, it just, that is one of the best endings for a heavy song that I've heard in a long, long time. I love rhythmic, heavy on the guitar, especially when the rhythm is cool. So I give them total props for that. But then it was almost like the second song started by kicking you in the ass and then kind of, went on from there. So it was like ending to beginning, since I listened to them back to back, was like a good 3 or 4 minute window of my ass being kicked. That was the second observation. Third observation is that the growling, okay? I've had a couple people who are not happy. I even had one comment that like kind of roasted me for my terrible review of Between the Buried and Me. But I think they erased it because I didn't erase it. I'm totally cool with people ripping me to shreds about having different opinions about my videos or the music or anything like that. So I wouldn't have erased it, but it was up there in my notifications. But when I tried to like respond to it, it wasn't in the comment section. So either someone else erased it or the commenter decided against it and erased it after they got pissed off and said what they needed to say. But that's not going to stop me from saying what I'm going to say, because another person said this too about Between the Buried and Me. I'm sorry, but this is my opinion. The screaming for Between the Buried and Me is not good. It's not good. It's to me. I don't like it, I don't enjoy it, and I don't think it's very talented. Okay? But I still don't like screaming or growling, but I will definitely say Opeth's growling is much more palatable. It's much easier to digest and listen to and doesn't completely turn me off from the music. And the reason I think it is I've come down to, after listening to 3 songs, is that the tempo is lower and he sings the growling in a half tempo, even if the song and the music isn't, which makes it easier to, number one, understand. It makes it easier to listen to. And this might just be my bias versus other bias, which I'm totally cool with. But I'm the same way in dancing. And if you haven't checked out my other dancing videos, because I teach dancing and I've been dancing for a long time, you can check those out in the card. Oh, it should be over here. And I'm the same way with dancing. Is when it comes to dancing, there are, in the Lindy Hop community, which is a form of swing dancing, now it's very popular to do very fast swing dancing. And it's like exercise, which is fun for a song or two. And I think that there's a lot of talent in that. But if I have to pick between that and blues dancing, which is the slow, whatever kind of dancing, I am more partial to the blues dancing because I think it's more technical, I think it's harder, and I think it allows more space for creativity. So like if you compare the two, and the same thing I think can be said of music. When it's just very, very fast, that's hard to do, and a lot of people can't do it. But if you make a mistake, you can get away with it because it's so fast that most people can't hear the mistake. Whereas in blues or funk and soul music, where you have that space between dun, 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 kind of like space in between the notes, if you're not right on in your dancing and in your musicality on the guitar, the singing, your rhythm is not on, everyone's going to see it. It's going to be shown, and it allows more kind of playfulness. I've always said, like, this is why I don't like punk rock and indie rock. I think punk rock, indie rock, EDM, I hate going to EDM clubs because Again, just the same fucking thing, repeated. Oh, we're gonna go and build up. We're gonna have an orgasm, and then we're gonna go back down, build up an orgasm. It's just the same. I think it's punk rock, indie rock, EDM are for white people that don't have rhythm. It's a lot easier to deal with. Now, you can flame me for saying that, but taking all of this back to my original point, which is his growling is easier to digest, I think, because it's lower, it's not as fast, it's something you can understand a little bit, and it's more tasteful. It's just my opinion. It's more tasteful. And I'm not saying I like it, but I can definitely handle this a lot more, and it wouldn't turn me off from listening to Opeth. Whereas Between the Buried and Me, his screaming, his growling, it turns me off from wanting to listen to the rest of the music. It's like I wish I could have just to eliminate his track and then just listen to the music, and I'd be totally down for Between the Buried and Me. But this situation is different, and I want to make sure I'm not talking too long, but I am, because I'm getting passionate about this. So I love also the interplay between his growling and then the clean vocals. I think it goes well together in this style of music. And that brings me to my final point. I said it in the when I was listening to the second song. I can see why Dream Theater fans may not be as interested in Opeth, because they're not as technical. They're not, like, I would say, even as progressive. They're progressive in a different sort of way, like I've talked about the other bands in my other videos, but they don't do all these technical runs and stuff like that. And I can see why Opeth people wouldn't be so interested in Dream Theater stuff, because maybe it's too technical for them and too kind of going in different places too much. And that's just going to be a matter of taste. But I definitely think this is, I'm going to get flamed for saying this, but I'm going to put these guys, Opeth and Tool, kind of very close together. But I personally, in my opinion, feel like this is Tool 2.0. Because it's not as repetitive, and it's got a lot of melody to it that's not droning. Like, that's the one thing I said about Tool that I don't like as much, is it's too repetitive and too droning, and they have these like 20-minute interludes of repetition, which I don't enjoy, and just like stuff that goes crazy. Whereas this is not. This is still music, stays in the timeline, and it switches from melodic to heavy. So if I were to put it on a scale again, so far after 3 songs, we have on this side, we have like Yes and Genesis, and then we have Dream Theater kind of here, and then I would say Harlequin is kind of right there, and then I would put Opeth kind of here, along with Devin Townsend maybe. I have to listen more of Devin Townsend, which is coming up soon. And then over here I have Between the Buried and Me, and then way over here is like MUSICA. So that's kind of like the way I look at it as a line. You can agree or disagree. Love to hear your thoughts below. Opeth is definitely someone I'm liking more, and looking forward to listening to more. I do have to get to some other stuff, so give me suggestions, but kind of hold off. Let me do some other stuff, because I only have like 4 days left before I start work, where I'm not going to have a ton of time. So thanks again for listening. As always, like and subscribe, and make sure you tune in for some more stuff. And I look forward to having conversations with you guys in the comment section. Let's do it.